Howdy. So I wanted to show you guys a cheap way to make some fence posts. If you're holding in goats or sheep or whatever, I think this is it. If you can't find them for free, this is a pretty inexpensive way to do it. But it only works if you save your used engine oil. So I'll show you guys this here. So that's where my last bundle was. There's where I keep my engine oil. So I had to pour this into 3 buckets, and I'll show you. So these are 2x3s. So they're 2.5 inches by 1.5 inch. And I'll show you what I did with them. Oh, drippy, drippy, drippy. Okay, so you see that pike? Now I do this. So I measure from here down 50 inches. And then I flip it over. I do the same thing. From there to there, 50 inches. I just take my square, my speed square, draw my line. See if I can do this. I just draw my line from this side's 50 inch. Dunk. And then let's imagine this is flipped over. You would have another 50 inches coming from this way. So then you would end up with your line going like this, right? Because it's 50 this way and then 50 this way. And you just draw your line. And then you have a 50 inch long. That's what it is. I don't know. Some of these things are 8'2", some are 8'4", some are 8. I've even had them at 8'6". Some of them are flat out 8. So at the very least, you end up with 50, and then whatever your angle is. But they end up almost 100% uniform. But once you do it, where you get it, like once you do one where you've got it 50 inches, you can just do it on all of them, because no matter what, you'll always have one 50-inch side, and then the other side will be within an inch. Well, an inch or two, basically, almost all the time. So I did most of them, and I got to the point where they seemed like they were all pretty good. And then I just started bucking away. I got to my last, 10 2x8s, and I just laid one down and started doing the mark. And they're pretty uniform, and, I mean, it doesn't matter. They go into the ground fucking crooked, but that's the idea. So I let these soak for a few days. So this is day, I think, 3 or 4. And you can see how it's wicked up. Once it wicks up, that was the oil level. Once it wicks up, you know it's good and saturated. And you can see it on these ones, how it's wicked up. So that's how we know we're good and guarded, because we probably won't even get all this into the ground. Well, maybe we will. Maybe we'll go a little further than this into the ground, because we only want 38 to 36 inches out of the ground. I live in a pretty rocky area, so I have to give myself a little buffer. And it doesn't matter if they're straight or not. We're just fucking put electric wire on it and then fucking letting shrubbery growing around it. So that's the idea. So you just get yourself some of these, and where I live, one 8-foot 2x3 is worth $3.85 before taxes. And if you live in British Columbia, the great province of British Columbia, beautiful BC, according to all of our license plates, our taxation rate is 12%. So between provincial sales tax and government sales tax, we pay an additional 12% on everything we buy, including lumber. But that's a pretty expensive way to go about it. So we're talking about literally, what would that be? $1.92.50? $1.92 and change. So round that up to $1.93 plus tax. So let's say it's $2 each post. It's a pretty quick way to do this. And if you don't need any more than 3 feet out of the ground, some goats, I don't think I'd do goats like this. And the main reason why is because I don't have goats anymore. The reason why I don't have goats anymore is because they're hard to keep in. I had to keep them in a pen. I couldn't pasture them. They kept on breaking out. We live on we operate a cherry orchard here, and it's not good. It's too much risk. The sheep are super docile. I've had, every once in a while, I have one get out, and all they want to do is stick around with their flock. Once they're out, they panic and they don't want to leave. So then they're super easy to get back in again. But that being said, the sheep are so much easier. I had to chase goats from the top corner of the property all the way back down, and it was bad. It was rough. And you feel bad because you just chase the shit out of a goat, and then he doesn't trust you for weeks, and yeah, it's not good. So I got rid of the goats, and a large part of the reason is I can't fence them, so they get stuck in a paddock, and it costs me hay year round, and it doesn't make sense. And then I tried eating them. I'm not a big fan. I like the lamb a lot better. So, and lamb is a lot less frowned upon when you eat it. So, and it's a lot easier to sell. It's so much easier to sell. I had a little lamb ram I sold here, and he was a last year's bottle lamb. I sold him out at $250, and I posted him up asking 250, and he was gone in 2 days at 250. Nobody even hassled me, and I had a list of people who wanted them. As well as I didn't do the first come first serve. I did the first person to take interest. So I probably could have done first come first serve because there's a lot of people with interest, but that's the idea. Running these super inexpensive posts, it's we'll see how long they last. I'll like if I end up having issues with it, I'll probably post a video being like, "Don't do what I did in this video. That was a mistake." But I don't know. As far as it seems like the posts I've got in the ground so far have seemed like they're doing really good. So we'll continue on with it. I mean, even like 2x4s and 2x3s that sit out for a couple of years are just fine. Maybe at some point I fence in the entirety of this area and just everyone just free roams, but who knows? Who fucking knows? But anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. Cheap, inexpensive fencing. And if it only works if you keep your used engine oil, or I mean, I guess not even. You could probably do this with diesel. Diesel would probably fucking soak in there pretty good. But then, given that's not even that much diesel, that's probably, if this is a 5-gallon pail, that's probably 2 gallons of diesel. Or what would that be in liters? About 8 liters, 8 or 9 liters of diesel if you were to do that. But that's also with how many posts did I have in here? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I had 17 posts in each bucket. I probably could have gotten 18 in there. So with 17 in there, yeah, that's not bad. But then you're going to increase your costs on the posts. Just save up a couple of oil changes. If you drive a diesel truck, that might only be one oil change. But yeah, I thought I'd share that. That's and like it, the other thing too is if you end up with some of these things, like I'll show you here, like where you've got this big crack in this one. I'm still learning how to operate this big crack here. Stuff like this corner, not a big deal. If it chips off, it's fine. It's not going to change whether or not you can anchor to it. Stuff like that, and that should be fine. But stuff like that can give you an issue. Stuff like this can give you an issue. That might give me an issue. But all I do is like when I'm doing the fencing, I bring a roll of masking tape and I just wrap the top of it. I do a little wrap around the top, like 3 or 4 runs, and then one of the runs I make sure I go over the edge a little bit, and then I pat it all down, so when I hit it with the hammer, it holds it together. And you usually get fucking 5 or 6 good swings before it starts to take the tape off. And 5 or 6 good swings is usually all it takes to get these things in the ground a foot. So, but anyways, now pitter patter. I got things to do, and I'm sure you do too. Happy farming.